What up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back with my Week 13 NFL Power Rankings. As you can see there, the biggest movers this week are the Broncos moving up after a big win against a divisional opponent, and the Commanders falling 7 spots with their loss. And 29 through 32, kind of where you expect these teams to be at this point. Panthers, Jaguars, Raiders, and Giants. Giants, Raiders, and Panthers all get a loss. Jaguars out of their bye. Really bad year for all these teams, but it looks like the Panthers are playing some better football. Bryce Young has started to figure it out. Giants still going to giant. So a lot of these teams just playing for pride at this point. 25 through 28. Browns get a huge win on Thursday Night Football against the Steelers, and it really gives them some motivation to keep on going and play good football. Jets, who knows what's going to go on there end of this year, even into next year with Aaron Rodgers' situation. The Titans that move up four with their win over the Texans in Houston. Will Levis is playing some good football since his return. Maybe they can go into Washington and pull off another upset. Patriots, I thought this game would have been a little closer than it was because Drake May has been playing some good football recently, but Tua and the Dolphins just took over, and that's why the Patriots are falling as well. 21 through 24, Bengals have a bye, and they're going to stay at 21. They still have a chance to make the playoffs. They just need to start winning games, and it starts this week with the Steelers. They win that game, their percentage goes up. But if they lose that one, I think it's officially time to call it wraps because I don't think they're going to win five straight to get into the playoffs and finish 9-8. I don't think that's possible. Cowboys, they still have a shot at the playoffs with their win on the road at the Commanders, which is a surprising win. I did not see that one coming. Get the Giants at home on Thanksgiving. This team could quickly be 5-6 and right back into the NFC playoff picture. Bears, another tough loss at the end to a divisional opponent. And let's see what they can do on Thanksgiving against the Lions. Maybe they can win that one, or maybe they'll lose yet again by a field goal at the end of a game. And then the Saints just drop back one out of their bye week. But ever since Dennis Allen got fired, this team has looked a lot better. 17 through 20, Commanders, Dolphins, Niners, Colts. Commanders obviously the biggest faller this week because this team was 7-2, lost three straight. They can't figure it out right now. Playing okay football, but they desperately need a win, and it has to come this week against the Titans, or this Commanders team might start slipping out of a playoff spot. Dolphins, great win, since Tua's return. They were 3-6, won two in a row. Get the Packers Thursday night on Thanksgiving. Huge game for the Dolphins. Got to win that one if they want to keep up in the AFC playoff picture. Speaking of the playoff picture, you got the Niners who slip out of the NFC West and not in the playoffs currently. But in this team, once they get it figured out, if Purdy can return this week, who knows? They could go into Buffalo and pull off a huge upset. They just need to get healthy. Then the Colts, I think their ceiling this year is 8-9. I don't think that they're going to make the playoffs this year. Too much going on internally with Richardson and the Flacco situation. And Richardson's back starting. And the wide receiver room has struggled all year besides Downs. And the Colts really need to make some moves this offseason to get this offense going. 13 through 16. This is where you find the Texans, Rams, Falcons, and Bucks. Falcons move up to just as some teams falling. Bucks move up with a dominant win in New York. Rams, I thought that game would have been a lot closer on Sunday night, but Eagles and Saquon just took over. The Texans, like I said, got upset by the Titans. They fall back one spot, but I think they're going to bounce back nicely with a big win against Jacksonville. 9 through 12. This is where I think you could put any of these teams at this point. The Chargers, I'm only moving them back 2 spots because they had a good game against the Ravens. Yeah, they were down 14 with a minute left. Touchdown at the end makes it a little better, but I just think you could see that the MVP performance from Lamar and that offense were clicking. And then the Chargers, aren't used to these big games and these big situations yet. So I think they're going to have some growing pains. And, this was one of those games where they get a prime time game. But I think they can go into Atlanta and get a big win there if they can. This Chargers team will be just fine. Broncos, same situation. This team is playing some good football right now, getting wins. Bo Nix looks great. They get the Browns at home before they head into their bye week. Seahawks beat the Cardinals. Obviously, that's why they're in front of the Cardinals this week. It wasn't a pretty game, 16-6, but a win is a win. And against a divisional opponent, and now you're tied for first in the NFC West with the Cardinals. That's always good. And look at those schedules. The Seahawks go to the Jets this week. Cardinals go to Vikings. I would much rather be the Seahawks. And will we see anyone pull away in the NFC West? That is the biggest question, probably heading into the next few weeks. 5 through 8. I think this is where you can expect a lot of these teams to fall, especially the Steelers after their loss to the Browns. I'm not moving them down too much. I know the Vikings are 9-2. This Vikings team is kind of etching its way. Maybe I'm a little biased because I'm a Packers fan and they just blew out the Niners. But the Vikings, are playing some close games, and I think they definitely are an upset watch this week against the Cardinals. Steelers need a good win here to keep pace with the Ravens after their loss now, only a half game behind in the AFC North. And like I said, the Bengals tough game, but the Ravens also get a tough game in the Eagles at home, and it's going to be a great game running the football. Saquon versus Derrick Henry, 1 and 2 running backs, 1 and 2 this year, so that'll be awesome to see. And then the Packers get the Dolphins Thursday night on Thanksgiving, which will be a good game. 1 through 4, Lions and Bills stay at 1 and 2. Obviously, the Bills are on a bye, so they're going to stay. Lions, good win on the road in Indy. It wasn't their best performance, but the defense played really well in this one, and that's why they won this game to move to 10-1 and get the Bears on Thanksgiving. Chiefs struggled in this game, but still put up 30-1 in Carolina. This game probably should have been a blowout. They're favored by 11, but they just blew it at the end, but still found a way to win this game, and that's what great teams do. They get the Raiders Black Friday. Going to be a good game. The Raiders have had the Chiefs number the last few years. So that'll be interesting to see. And then, like I said, the Eagles and Saquon. Saquon just took over in this one, career best performances, almost 50 fantasy points as well. And the Eagles look like a very dominant team right now. And don't be shocked if this is your matchup here. Eagles, Lions, Bills, Chiefs in the AFC and NFC championships. It just kind of seems like this year these four have been the really dominant teams. And other than that, it seems like any of the other teams are susceptible of losing at any point this year. But that's going to be it from our Week 13 Power Rankings. Check back next week to see where your favorite team ranks heading into Week 14. But until the next time, the Bench Buddies are out.